TCK. Well, lally ho, party people, and welcome back to another week of Kai Plays. We have, as has been customary recently, some more Final Fantasy IV for you tonight. You haven't actually missed anything since we wrapped up the previous stream. I haven't really had time for power leveling with some other events that are kind of coming down the pipeline here. If you've been paying attention to our social media, you'll know that on this coming Saturday, February the 13th, we actually have a Bad Fashion Week, also known as Fashion Fiasco, part of our February festivities. I'm doing a little bit of setting up at the moment. We're going to be doing just a little bit of volume testing here behind the scenes. You may have noticed we've got a new stream idle here for you to hopefully be a little bit less monotonous during the setup process. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, most of the stream idle will have been edited out regardless. But either way, I appreciate your patience, and we'll be back shortly. All right. And as my father used to say, we are off like a herd of turtles. Again, thank you so much for your patience there during the setup process. It does just take a moment to get everything changed between one live stream event and the next. But without further ado, we are underway. Now, as you may recall, we had just made our way through a rather winding cave. Our objective remains dealing with the Eidolon through the passage to the north because we need an item to go save Rosa, the main character's love interest, and that happens to align with Tellah's goals, Tellah being the old man who recently joined us, because he needs to go and rescue his daughter from a spoony bard that has swept her off her feet. So we proceed now to the underground falls. Let's see. It sure seems like the map is pre-filled here. I think what we'll probably do, because this is most likely a boss chamber, we'll go ahead and we'll use a tent real quick. You see, hoarding items doesn't help you if you don't get through the encounters ahead. See, it even warns me. By the way, there's a boss battle coming up. Underground Lake V2. B2. Ah, this map isn't pre-filled. Lovely. Nothing down there. I thought there'd be random encounters in here. Let's just focus on conserving MP for now. Achievement unlocked. Seeker. Probably has something to do with the bestiary. Thankfully, doesn't seem to be a lot of detours through here. Having a point of no return before the boss followed by lots and lots of random encounters would be less than ideal. I note that it says we have 90% of this map filled in, but we don't seem to be missing anything. Okay. This would be a great opportunity to make use of Tellah. I'm going to assume that the red mooses are weak to ice damage. Generally a safe bet. Surprisingly not, but it worked anyway. Hades armor, huh? I like it. I like it a lot. Hermes sandals. Something tells me that casts haste on either one person or the party. Let's have a look. Cast haste. Yep. Ah, that looks a lot like the Eidolon. Zombies. Real zombies. Kill with fire. Skadoosh. Lovely. All right. Okay, it doesn't look like there's really much of anything to explore before we go toe-to-toe, or arm-to-tentacle, or whatever the case may be. Let us take a moment to have Rydia just top everybody off, and then leap into the fray. It's time for our first real boss encounter. An Octomammoth! Oh, it's creepy! We're just gonna go no holds barred, like, right from the get-go. I assumed he was probably weak to thunder. That appears to be the case. Wow, he really does not like those hits from Cecil. He doesn't seem to hurt that much when he attacks currently. Sure seems a lot like he is more bark than bite. Whoops. Excellent, Tellah says. The beast is weakening. Sure. Don't be lulled into thinking we've won. Alright, we've barely begun, so. Look at the crazy eyes. He looks like the Cheshire Cat, but he's an octopus. Alright, his attacks hurt a little bit more now. Alright. Let's take a second just to top everybody off. Does he have any MP I can steal? Let's find out. Cecil's kind of making short work of his hit points anyway. Zero. No, so he does not have any MP that I can take from him. That is okay. Oh goodness, he's done 100 damage to Rydia in the back row. That's, oh well, okay, we nuked him anyway. That's fine. I guess his power must go up as his HP goes down and the number of tentacles diminish, but... 1,000 gil for that. Alright. It was interesting to me that at the end of the first boss we're nearly level 20. I don't feel we've gone out of the way to power level. So I don't know if perhaps the game is a faster pace than I'm used to with my exploits in Final Fantasy III recently, or perhaps the level range at which you beat the game is a little higher than previously. For context, the end of Final Fantasy I and Final Fantasy III, the level 45 to 55 range was pretty typical. So the fact that we're already 20 is a little sus. Have you defend. I want to get a feel for what types of enemies I can osmose from, because that, I think, is going to be helpful to us later. Tellah does work with all of his spells, so knowing what he can recharge on is going to be helpful. That list does not include Sahagin. Now we know. That looks like the Red Wings of Baron. That looks like they just bombed the shit out of where we're supposed to go. Oh, and a music change. What could it mean? Achievement unlocked. Assault. Well, he's not dead, but... Or they're not dead, but they appear to be unconscious. They look like they're breathing. They stole the crystal! Airships and fire from the sky. There was no warning. Out of curiosity. I haven't shaken that habit of looking for hidden switches and secret passageways. You play enough Final Fantasy III and that seeps into your bones. Take me upstairs to the healing urns, proceeds to leave him on floor. Oh, a tent. Lovely. Probably no hidden passageways when the parallax in the background there is open sky. Princess Belle, no! Oh, it's Anna. Okay. You're the bard. You're responsible for this. Tellah's gonna give you a thrashing. You spoony bard! Ah. That is my favorite line from this game. Everybody go home, we're done here. I'm just gonna auto-attack him for a bit. Don't worry, Bard. Every time he levels up, he gets less attack power. feel like if he really wanted to kill the bard, he'd just roast his ass with a Firaga, but that's
There's
just me.
life left in you yet.
Father. Edward, he is the Prince of Damcyan. He disguised himself as a bard to avoid attention. Forgive me, Father, for running off with him. Edward, I'm in love with him, Father. But I could not stay without my father's blessing. I was about to return when...
The Red Wings laid siege to us, led by a man named Golbez.
Golbez?
It's Elfinode.
A figure clad in armor of deepest night, his strength beyond that of mortal man.
And the Red Wings' purpose?
Our crystal. And then they rained fire upon us. I lost my mother and father. Then Anna tried to shield me from their arrows.
You love this man that much?
Father, please, forgive me. I was so selfish.
She sounds so familiar.
Edward, I love you.
Anna! 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 This Golbez, tell me more of him.
I've heard he came to Baron only recently. It seems he's using the Red Wings to steal crystals.
Tears do not bring back the dead, boy. Anna's death must be avenged. I'll find this Golbez.
Tellah, not alone.
She was not your daughter. Her killer will die by my hand.
Anna!
Coward. You're a man, aren't you? A grown man. Stop crying. I have.
Rydia, you're right. I'm nothing but a coward, just as you say. That's why I'm just going to stay at Anna's side. It doesn't matter anymore. Nothing does.
Get slapped.
The only one who's grieving.
Sorry.
Anna would not wish to see you fawning like a fool. Please, I've desperate need of your help right now.
But how could I help you?
My name is Cecil. A friend of mine has taken ill with desert fever in Kaipo and needs a sand pearl if she is to live. And for that, I've need of your aid.
You need my aid.
He
I
did
do.
just say that.
Rosa's life depends on it. I beg you.
This woman you speak of, she means a great deal to you, doesn't she? As Anna did. As Anna did to me. In a cave far to the east dwells a monstrous creature known as an antlion. The pearls you seek form from the fluid the beast secretes as it lays its eggs in the sand. There is no overland route to its den. We must cross the northern shoals to get there. A hovercraft is docked here. With it we can reach the creature's cave. It can bear us across the surf to Kaipo as well. Come. We must hurry.
Prince Edward of Damcyan has joined the party. And Tellah took off with the staff and robe that we got for him while we were in the cave.
My love.
It's neat that he's voiced by Elfinode in this game. Dude, sweet hovercraft. A harp. Attack 5. May put people to sleep. Out of curiosity. No, I thought not. I wondered if this was going to be one of those iterations of the game where when somebody leaves the party for a while, they just return the items they have to your inventory, but nope. We'll get Tellah's stuff back eventually. Alright, well, let us make haste. Must cross the northern shoals. That would be these, I imagine. So we can't travel across the water. That sure looks like an antlion den to me. It's also as far east as I can get right now, so seems plausible. Let us disembark and save. Save now, or risk doing it again later. It's an interesting take on this theme. There's a part of me that's really bothered by the fact that we didn't 100% the map in the previous area, but I just don't feel like it's worth it. 12 hull damage. Wow. Not only did your harp not put the enemy to sleep, he put you to sleep. Oh, goodness. Confuse, silence, and sleep. I don't see an MP cost listed for those. Zombies. Holy smokes. So Edward just got molested. That was rough going. Oh man, he's having a bad day, guys. There we go. Fascinating. So it doesn't appear to have an MP cost. So I think we might have to do just a little bit of prep work here because Edward is, he's struggling, guys. Come to think of it. Just add insult to injury. Hang on. Here's how we're going to deal with this. She does not know fire magic, which would be super helpful. Wow! Edward is like an aggro magnet. Big yikes. So thunder doesn't do much to them. Fire would be ideal, but Rydia doesn't know that. How about Blizzard? Just a thought. Wow, that would be a no. Well, let's see what we have to work with here. Now, I don't recall offhand if a tent will remove the KO status. So let's find out. Some games it does, some games it doesn't, which is super fun because then you have to use some Phoenix Downs, and that's always nice. It does revive party members, so there is that. Interesting that it didn't fully restore Iridia's MP for no particular reason. Interesting. So perhaps we're not meant to be here just yet. I mean, all signs would seem to point to this being an area that is too dangerous to traverse. Let's have a look at what we have for alternatives, shall we? Seems to be nothing to the north. Or the west. Oh, interesting. This lets us zip around a couple parts of the continent, which is kind of useful. Can kind of circumvent that large, winding cave we went through. How about to the far east here? Nothing doing. Alright, so it seems like our area of travel is confined to this portion of the map, at least for now. With that being said... Whoops, that's not what I meant to do at all. Something's nagging at my brain. I mentioned, or rather, I saw that one of the guards at the castle there talked about the healing jars, healing pots, healing urns upstairs. Which makes me wonder if there might perhaps be additional treasures or secrets within the castle that we didn't get a chance to explore because of the cutscene. That looks like the healing urn to me. MP restored. Cool. Who are you? The only survivors. HP and status restored. Okay, so you have to visit like both urns to get the full benefit. One lit candle, which makes it look like it's a secret lever, but it's not a secret lever. So we didn't really learn much of anything here, unfortunately. You know, this might be more likely to be the Antlion Den, since they did mention in the dialogue back there that the path to the northeast leads to the kingdom of Fabul. Ah, there you go, Antlion's Den. So we were probably getting riggedy wrecked, at least in part because we were not where we were supposed to be just yet. Some spider silk? Historically, that will cast slow on an enemy, I think. Yep. Oh, these are stairs. Could have fooled me. What on God's green earth? Oh, it's an adamantoise. They're just smaller than I'm used to. You defend. Bard Song. You don't really have anything that's useful in this situation, so, why don't you hide? That's hilarious. Okay. I was expecting like a Final Fantasy XIV ninja hide, like go invisible, but no, he just runs off the screen. Oh, Life's Anthem. Okay. Now that I recognize from Final Fantasy Tactics. That's a health restoring ability. So perhaps Edward will start to earn his keep. Okay, it looks like the way forward is going to be north and then east. So let's head west first. Fill in some corners of the map here. Cecil, meanwhile, can do that. Now, Life's Anthem doesn't appear to have any MP costs, so that's probably going to be our saving grace when it comes to ya boy Edward over here. How much HP? Like 20. It's not terrible, actually. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Gives him something to do, I guess. Oh, interesting. He just keeps playing his song, and it keeps restoring HP. So that is a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics. In Final Fantasy Tactics, you could tell your bard to execute a song, and they would continue to do that song until you interrupted them or, you know, like they died. So I think this merits further consideration. As I say, it's been a very long time since I played this game in any serious capacity, so some of this is just remembering how things work. For example, the salve action. I don't really know what that does. It seems to just use items. Alright, now let's try some Life's Anthem. And you defend. Now I want to see, as he starts to do that, 25 HP, 39, 46, 53, and he's dead. Okay then. He is just an aggro sponge, isn't he? Still, we got to test it, so we know now that he will indeed sit there and just heal. Which means that I don't necessarily have to reserve Rydia's MP for that job. Here you go, buddy. You have so little HP that a potion almost full heals you. That's embarrassing. Alright. I think probably the first part of the Antlion's Den is going to be a bit of a slog, just getting our bard to be kind of up to snuff. Is this the way out? Is it the way forward? It's the way to a random encounter. All roads lead to death. Let's have you defend. Let's have you stop getting hit in the freaking face for like 5 seconds. Jesus. Just feed him a potion. Okay. That healing tick is actually pretty quick if he doesn't just immediately get his face chewed off. We're going to want to get him some armor like ASAP. Okay, so that's the way forward. We don't want to go there just yet. We've got treasure to acquire. Why don't you just skedaddle on out of here? What an embarrassment. I would have thought that with the discrepancy between his level and everyone else's, that he would be gaining levels a little bit quicker than he appears to be. But, no such luck. Let's see, he's got a total of 2,700 XP compared to 23k and 16k. That's a pretty big gap, my dude. Hold probably prevents action. Sight reveals more of the map, I think. Nothing really to use here. Why don't you just, like, defend for now? So the heal does kind of seem to be percentile based. He's getting about a third as much healing as Cecil. Okay, so Bard Song doesn't last until cancelled. It just seems like it lasts a few ticks. Yay, potions! Then we will probably end up having to use on Edward. Just saying. Oh dear. Oh dear. Not much to do there besides mitigate the amount of damage we take. Cool. Southeast, I believe, is the exit to the next area. My goodness. Riddy a deer. Would you be a deer? Seem to have misclicked there, but I'll take it. Looks like there's a quick exit here. A Lamia harp. And what, pray tell, does that do? May inflict confuse. More than doubles his attack power, though. I feel like that's probably not going to matter much, but you never know. 13, that's a pretty good percentage of Cecil's 20. But Cecil has 20 strength and Edward has 13. Well, let's find out. And here's our opportunity. Oh dear. Leshies. Cool, Edward. Cool, man. This guy's a joke. And not even a very funny one. Alright, Edward. Get your shit together. Are you for reals? I could probably go through my entire MP bar just keeping this loser in the fight. Just get out of here. I think our stock of potions is just literally to keep Edward alive long enough to gain any experience points. That is the sole purpose for which they currently exist. An Arctic wind causes ice damage on targets. Oh dear. Here we go. Now, Edward, I want you to show me what this harp does. 28 damage. Cool. You can go back to singing songs now. Five potions. Cool. We can extend Edward's suffering. Oh, a Phoenix down. That can never hurt. Little save point. Now, is this just like a point of respite? Or do you suppose the Phoenix down and the save point are indicative of there being a boss in the next room? Because it's kind of 50-50 with Squeenix. Emergency exit. Okay. Probably just a respite chamber then. That would appear to be the case. But at least we know we can fall back here to use a tent if need be. As long as your boy Cecil is still standing, we'll be alright. Let's see here. Southwest, I think, is where we're going. Banana flans! Yellow jellies, whatever. So they're probably lightning aspected. Let's see how they respond to ice magic. I don't think there's water magic in 4, if I'm remembering correctly. Kind of neutral damage, but enough to kill all of them, so I'll take it. There you go, Edward. Get some freaking HP in there. That's the way to the next area, so we won't go there just yet. Gotta get those treasure chests, man. Rydia, darling. Would you mind terribly? I love it. I don't think perhaps I would mind Edward quite so much if I could put him in the back row, but the game seems to take issue with that sentiment, so full damage right to his squishy face. That's the option we currently have. Ice Rod. Element Ice. Yes, I figured as much. We're basically just equipping that for the +1 intellect, because as we've established, 13 attack is not, like, it doesn't make a difference. She does have 16 strength, which is a lot closer to Cecil's 21 than Edward's 14. So, I don't know. Anyway. Where are we? Need to head west. Actually, before we head west, I didn't take a minute to look at the mini-map for that secondary area. I'd hate to have to backtrack here and find out that that was a treasure room that we missed. Bard Song. At least restore some passive HP, dude. I feel like in an ATB system, you having a very high-speed character is less useful, because you're still limited by the speed of your inputs, which is limited by lag. Okay, this looks like the middle of Cutter's Cry. The map is pre-filled, so it's probably the boss chamber. So let's grab any more loot that we may have down in here, and then see what the Antlion Queen or King has in store for us. A Shadow Blade. See, I'm glad we doubled back. He already has a Shadow Blade, right. Is that like in case I missed one earlier? I can't dual wield them, it's Cecil, so. What would be cool is if I could have anybody else equip one, but maybe we'll just sell it. Banana Flans! You defend. You restore some HP. Even Rydia takes a punch better than this guy, and I realize she's in the back row, but, like, come on, man. Oops, too far. Adamantoises are weak to ice. Who knew? Edward's slowly creeping up on a reasonable amount of HP. Okay, let us see. Pop down a tent. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to want Rydia to have full MP. Let's go ahead and save. Now, between this segment and the next, I may do a little power leveling off screen just to try to squeeze a little bit more use out of Prince Edward here. My goodness. Tell you what. You know, when everything doesn't immediately punch the bard in the face, he restores a pretty decent amount of HP. Probably why he gets punched in the face. Let's see, down here. Here we go. Oh dear. Large. You just hide for a minute. That thing's gonna eat you. Or we'll kill it in 2 hits. JK. This is where the eggs are laying. Oh no, the antlion's defending its nest. Who could have seen it coming? They won't harm humans. Really? Hmm. They're quite docile. Doubt. Let's try Blizzard to start with. No, he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. I don't really care, though. When his eyes are red, it counters magic. Okay, so... just defend for the moment, I guess. Now it's white. Watch it counter physical attacks. Sure does. That's not so hard to get around. Okay, let's see here. Just have you defend for the moment. Back to physical attacks. Not too complex once you know the trick. Ouch. Well, let's see. Back to magic. That's not so bad at all. And we have a sand pearl. Hey, we can go save Rosa. The crystals are vanishing, and docile monsters are now attacking people. Whatever could be the source. At any rate, let's get out of here. We have a little unexplored territory on the way back out. I'm sorry, did he decide to just not do what I just told him to do? So if he gets punched, he stops singing, which I would too, sure, but that is that's just peachy. Honestly, less effective than a potion. Kind of embarrassed for you, mate. Let's see here. Weast. But first, this guy. So Bard Song seems to have extremely limited usefulness when you're dealing with a group of enemies, but is easier to squeak in when you're dealing with, like, a boss or a single beefy enemy. Because we've got, like, a whole squad of stuff wailing on you. They're significantly more likely to punch your Bard. Let's see. A potion for our efforts. How kind. Now it's just a matter of getting out of here. Okay. Rydia from the back row, because of type advantage, does more damage than Edward in the front row. Let's see. If I remember correctly, it's a straight shot north to get back out of here. Okay. Might be making progress. Are you serious? Just go. Alright, we have reached the overworld once more. That means we have only to circle back around and heal Rosa. I don't think we can get straight there, right? We have to go across the water. She was at the inn, right? Upstairs, if I remember correctly. I do not remember correctly. Oh yeah, I think she was at one of the houses. Nope. Who are you? Sure, let's watch her show. Well, that's something. Cool. Moving on. Oh, there she is. Ah, yes, I'll give her a dry ether. That will solve all of our problems. She literally doesn't know the fire spell. We struggled against some zombies for that very reason. Just Asuna yourself. All right. Oh my. Sad Bard is sad. Oh, it's an Ewok. Not an Ewok. What's the, Oh no. Oh, it's a Sahagin. Alright. Um... Hmm. This is weird. Is it gonna hit me back? Ah, there it is. Okay. Auto battle. Do your thing. You should probably be able to out DPS a Sahagin. Okay, there we go. Achievement unlocked. Bravery.
Anna!
Edward, I can be with you but for this moment. The spirit calls me onward to become a part of it again.
Don't leave me, Anna!
Edward, you must be brave. Golbez cannot be allowed to have the crystals. You gave your love to me once. Now share it with all the world.
Anna, my love. I will try. But what would you have me do?
Now, out of curiosity, oh, okay. I had failed to notice that you could program different auto battle commands. So, for example, I can tell Rydia to just defend. And Edward can Life's Anthem. And Rosa... My goodness, that's useful. Okay. Rosa, we can have use Prey, I suppose. So if I was to set that to auto battle, Cecil would do damage, Rydia would defend, and these two would just restore HP. How useful. Okay. Oh yes, that did remind me. Use items on entire party. Okay. Now does it divide the usefulness, I wonder? Or does it use the item and it just affects everybody? See, Rosa has a staff, but not much else right now. Well, I think we should probably visit the nearby shop and try to stock up if they plan to let me at all. Okay. Those are not useful. Okay. So we can equip Rosa with a bow. And she has the aim ability, which does kind of make sense. It allows her to attack and have her attacks not miss. We have the guild to play with. Let's give it a try, shall we? And she is in the back row, which is generally where you'll find that bows excel. Let's not forget to give her some arrows. Although her base accuracy is lower than everybody else's. There was an armor shop, I'm pretty sure. It's not, that's the inn. Here it is. What do you got for me, shopkeep? Get a leather cap for Rosa. Goodness, okay. And an iron armlet. I'm curious. Does the item that she have equipped do anything? Ruby ring. 3 magic defense. So an iron armlet would give her 2 defense at the cost of 1 magic defense and 1 magic evasion. But honestly, the body piece that we have on her gives her a pretty decent amount of magic defense as it is, so we're going to give her a little more physical defense. Oh, right, speaking of, a leather cap. She is rather squishy by all appearances. Still more HP than fucking Edward. My lord. Alright, well, we'll get ourselves back to the overworld here, but we have regrettably reached the end of our pre-planned segment for the evening. As I mentioned, off-screen I'll be doing a little bit of power leveling. Not a ton, maybe about an hour or so, just to see if we can get our party members kind of up to snuff, and so that you won't have to sit through that process. When next we return, we'll be on our way back to the northeastern path to go deal with those skeletons that almost face-rolled us with their thunder spells. In the meantime, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in. As always, your support goes a long way towards helping TCK in its efforts to improve the real world and to spread our positivity outside of Final Fantasy XIV. In the link below the live stream, or in the description below if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, we have our link to our Chocomus 2020 fundraiser in support of Save the Children. They're raising funds to support efforts against the novel coronavirus here in the United States and abroad, and we'll be running that fundraiser until March 31st. Seriously consider that checking that out. Or if you'd like to support TCK in a more general sense, we have a link to our Patreon available in the description below, and we have some more merchandise on its way soon. In the meantime, my name is Kai. I want to thank you for joining me. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal, and I'll see you in Eorzea.